What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live with Nick. Here with me, as usual. Today, as the thumbnail said, we're talking about Build-A-Figures BAFs. We want to see, what we came up with as our personal favorites. Uh, you won't see any of the Toy Biz BAFs on here. These are all Hasbro. And I think a big reason for that is if you look at some of those Toy Biz Build-A-Figures, I mean, they really dominate. I mean, some of them are just still so good to this day that they would just take the top of the list. I don't know. That's some of them are not though. I will say that there is the flip side as well. But they did put out some good BAFs. But these on this list are strictly Hasbro Build a Figures. So once we get there, that's what we're going to talk about. But before we do that, let's do a little bit of introduction. So like I said, I got Nick here. So Nick, tell me what you picked up this week. What you want to show off?
Just Superior Spider-Man, which you found for me. Uh,
Beautiful.
awesome figure. Love that everything's it comes with, and then I even have the other one to compare, and it's just like night and day.
I'm telling you, like that. The old one just looks so. It looks pretty terrible in comparison.
Yeah, it does have thumbs up hands, which or I know they're holding hands, but it looks like he's giving the thumbs up,
Just giving
which
thumbs
this
up.
one
Yeah.
I don't think has. So that's the only thing it has going for it, which is kind of nice. And then got Jigsaw Red Robe.
Ooh, yes, yes, yes.
So I have the Cult Classics one in the black. So it's like, yeah, Red Robe's kind of cool. So
Yeah, it looks pretty good. It's cloth. Is that that's a cloth robe too, right?
yes, it is cloth. Sorry, cloth robe. Everything else is
I don't know what I think about that.
yeah, plastic, multiple heads. Billy the puppet, and yeah, the reverse bear trap, which is
Oh,
cool.
all right.
That's the first time I'd seen it at all in stores, so I guess hopefully it'll start popping up everywhere else.
Yeah, I did
That's it
say
for me.
that I didn't want to get that, but I don't know. I might change my mind if I see it. What up, Colton? What up?
What
Yeah,
Well, there's
so
also a black robed one too, Kenny. I don't know if you care.
ooh, I would probably go black.
Yeah, that. So honestly, that's the look I prefer. But I like the plastic soft, no soft goods for me. It's fine. People want it, that's fine. But I'll take the full plastic of the Cult Classic over something like that personally.
It just matches the rest of like the NECA and McFarlane stuff from back in the day. So I
Yeah.
agree, man, because like that's how I feel like about the music figures too. I know we talked about it before, but like the cloth on those, it really stands out. Like I can get down with a cloth cape every now and then on a Marvel Legends or DC Multiverse figure, but like on those NECA ones, I'm not here for it.
Yeah, and then NECA has the clothed retro, and then they'll also do ultimates. So they did that like with like the miner. So there's like the cloth one, which
Yeah,
looks great, honestly, because he's like all puffy and bulky in the movie. But then you look at the ultimate that they put out, and it's just so much better. Even if it is just reusing like the Michael Myers body, I don't care. Like, just give me. I want all plastic. Sorry, I know everyone's like soft goods.
no, but
Nah.
I'm with you because again, like for the NECA stuff, I like the aesthetic of them all kind of looking good together. If you're only collecting the cloth goods, then you're fine there. But yeah, I like the aesthetic of the cult classics, the real toys, the movie
Yes,
maniacs. It just works better. Oh, Colton did say because I talked about Toy Biz at the intro here, so he thinks the Toy Biz Sentinel is up there as one of the best, and I agree. Like the Toy Biz Sentinel and that Toy Biz Apocalypse are very nice. I don't have the Sentinel though, so it's one of those that I did miss out on, but it does still look good to this day.
I agree.
All right, so for pickups this week, it's DC heavy. I mean, so last weekend we were at ZoloCon. Oh, I'm surprised you didn't show off any of those, but we did all pick up a bunch of these display shelf signs. So D Blake makes. I'll drop a link in the description below, but just so you can kind of see that there. every convention that we end up usually going to, he's there selling these signs. They look great. They make the display look even better. Um, and he did make me my own. So very excited about that. I just got to figure out where that's going to go.
Right on your forehead.
Right on my forehead. Let's see. I did find Metallo.
I
So
saw him.
add that to
I like
the
the look of that guy.
yeah, and he's a Superman villain, so add that to the Superman villain shelf. Why not? I also found the Platinum Manhunter. I'm
Oh,
not particularly looking for Manhunters. I think I will probably just do a review and then sell the figure, but looks pretty cool, I guess.
yeah, he's a big dude.
Yeah,
Is
so
that a
this
Martian Manhunter related,
no,
or
it's like
they just?
a Green Lantern
Oh,
villain.
okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
so and it's an army builder, and apparently the Platinum is the version that you want. So again, it just turns it into a shit show. Uh,
Come on, Todd.
ooh, and then
Ooh.
Centennial Park Superman statue did come. So this was the convention exclusive, and I was able to get my hands on it. So excited about that.
Is it an all gold like statue like the back showed?
Pretty much just a gold repaint of I think probably the Action Comics 1000 Superman, and then there's an eagle and a base stand, so it makes it look like a golden statue.
No, that's cool. I like it.
I really, and this was another reason why I really wish that McFarlane was in 1/12 scale, like 6-inch scale, because so there's like a run of comics where Superman becomes one of the Heralds of Galactus and he's all gold, right? So that would look awesome. That'd be great. I'd
Yeah,
probably still do that, but it would be cool if he was more in scale with the legends. And
definitely.
then I did post two reviews this week. So Phoenix and Scar. Scar is buried in the display, so I'm not going to pull that out. But those reviews are live for those of you out there who want to check that out. But Phoenix, that set, the deluxe set, looks pretty great. The effect is awesome.
Yeah, where's the flame, Kenny? Because that was
I
what I
was
was like.
gonna.
That looks dope. And it's like two pieces or a couple pieces, right?
It's like four total pieces. So
Yeah, yeah. So it's pretty awesome.
yeah, and I mean, in reality, you could just use the flame base if you want, or just you got options, right? So makes it kind of cool.
Definitely.
But yeah, so that was the pickups for the week. And then as far as what's coming out, so I didn't put a whole lot here because I want to really get into the BAF discussion. But just for a reminder for everybody, this does go live for pre-orders tomorrow, August 22nd, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be live on Amazon and Fan Channel. So wherever you prefer to go, just not Target or Walmart, basically. So
Yeah, yeah. I'll be pre-ordering that tomorrow, Kenny. If I forget, pre-order me one too.
I got you. I got you.
I like
Yeah.
all the accessories. Is that a, gun hand for the Punisher? Like at
So
the top there?
yeah, like the pointer finger. So like the
It's like
shield
two.
troopers, yeah,
Okay,
they have like this. It looks like this basically.
he's gonna shoot you.
Um, yeah, pretty much. Or like he's pointing in that direction. Like it's at my 11 o'clock or whatever. But so they're kind of cool hands. Like if you really want to like have him point in that direction to where he's gonna shoot or whatever. I like them. They look good with the shield troopers. Weapons, yeah, we get plenty of weapons. I think Punisher looks great.
Angry
Bushwhacker
head.
is interesting. Yes, and we get two heads, expressive and non-expressive. So
Exactly.
you gotta
All
love
about that
that, right?
those angry heads.
Exactly.
Bushwhacker looks cool. I like the looks like a new sculpt for the arm. I think that's not the random arm. I don't think.
Yeah, so it
Uh,
kind of looks like it either is a new sculpt or they took the random arm and kind of like
retool it.
melted, basically melted it to shrink it a little bit. But
Yeah, and then the weird elongated gun finger for Bushwhacker is
yeah,
cool.
it's a choice.
Yeah,
But
that's one I want. I have like every Punisher, every Legends Punisher there is, but I'm still gonna get this.
oh, dude, I'm with you. I mean, I have the shelf that is just full of Punishers and Wolverines and yeah, he's gonna find a home real quick. So I won't
He
turn that
always
down.
does. Frank Castle always does.
That's right. That's right. And Colton's with us. Although somebody was quick to point out on social media that
Oh,
the neck peg is black on this. I don't know if this is just so these don't look like renders, right? They do look like actual photos of the figures. Maybe this is just like an earlier prototype, but it would definitely be weird if that peg is black in there and certainly stand out. But
yeah, the color is off. Like the head color on this is a little bit different than the neck. So is that just like a photo?
so
I don't know, weird
no,
Photoshop. It just looks a little off. The image isn't great, like quality wise. So, and my connection isn't great either. So I don't know, but it looks like very white in the head, and then the neck is very like flat, like there's
likely
like
what it
no
is.
reflection.
If this is actually how it's going to be when we get it in hand, they just painted the neck, right, to save money. So it's all black upper torso, right, and black neck. So
With
then the
yeah,
peg will also be black, and then they just paint it around. That's my guess. I hope not, because that's really going to wear down over time. But to be determined, I
yeah.
suppose, or just paint it. But otherwise, it's a great looking pack. So I am certainly excited about this one.
See in that image though, like I see a little bit of his neck, and I don't see any peg that's black. Right? Is there a little bit of neck showing there, or is that a render?
Yeah. There's definitely a little bit of neck, but probably his head's not looking up enough
Yeah,
for you to
fully
see
up.
anything.
Okay, fair enough.
If I had to guess, Colton did say it could be a shadow, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's something that if it bothers you that much, you can always paint over it, right? So,
Hmm.
all right. Well, keeping it moving along without further ado, let's talk about some Build-A-Figures. How about that?
Yeah.
All right. So, as I said at the beginning, we're not going to include any Toy Biz Build-A-Figures in this because those are seriously some great Build-A-Figures. And personally, I think that some of them are still the best Build-A-Figures available in all of Marvel Legends. The Sentinel, Fin Fang Foom, Apocalypse come to mind, and then there's some that you can't even get, haven't been remade either. Like think Nemesis slash Holocaust, whatever you want to call them. But
I would love to see that redone.
right, that would be one that severely needs to be redone. Um, and then there are some that are probably not so great, right? I think earlier we talked about ones like Mantis, all right, is a good example, right? A character that you desperately need to complete something, and then they make it a build a figure, and it's a small one. And you can think like even going back, build a figures like Puck, that were just these small build a figures that were part of a
Nobody liked them
team,
then.
and then you had to like do a build a figure to even get this character, and then it becomes harder to find because you think about it, you got to buy a whole wave to complete this one figure that you need for your team, but there are a lot of people who aren't necessarily completing the wave or building the build a figure. So then you've got like left arms and left legs out there that are super expensive because that's the one piece you can't find, right?
It's
And
always the left ones. Damn
it
it.
is. And the first build a figure on my list, which we've accidentally already shown, was one of those left leg bastards. Uh, so it's just kind of how it is. So we're talking about like worst build a figures too. We jokingly were talking about Gilgamesh. I later thought about it though. Think about this. If the Eternals was like actually something that people got into, they enjoyed it. It was one of the good like MCU movies. That wave is actually the most cohesive. I would think one of the most cohesive waves that Marvel Legends have ever put out, right? Because it's all Eternals. The build a figure is Eternals. Like there's not like a random thing in there that it doesn't make
True.
sense, right? So despite like how ill received the movie was, still a cohesive wave.
Yeah,
Justin, what's
a
up, brother?
a lot of them. And then you also had like a Walmart exclusive with like the Selma Hayek character, I think.
Yeah, and then the
There's a
Target
lot. There's just so
exclusive
many
was
of
the
the Eternals, but
yeah.
yeah, they are external to my collection. I'm
Well,
good.
and many people's except for our friend Ollie. But that's okay. I I think everybody's got at least, well, I don't know. I have at least one Eternal in there, so I can't talk too much crap.
Yeah, I do have the little tiny one because it's like a little creepy leprechaun sprite, the little
Yeah.
creepy one. I like that one.
All right. So let's see. What do we got here? All right, that's not how I want to do that. All right. So the first one I put on my list was Dormammu. One that really was what Justin, he's got the whole Eternals MCU queue. Okay, that's okay, man. Like I said, I've got at least the MCU Icarus in my display, so I'm not I'm not totally hating on it. I do think in reality they were well made figures. It's just the movie was poorly received, and it's really not like a terrible movie either. It's just timing was bad. I think it was a slow moving movie for the most part, but
Too long, tease things that are never going to happen. Blade. Um,
yeah.
Also, I disagree. I think the line was weak. It had nobody came with any effects at all, like none.
Icarus had the
And they,
eyes.
yeah,
Those were cool.
okay. Whoop de doo. Just something, man. I'm just where. Look, I think this set even where does this set have the little twirlies? No. Where's those little, the little twirly ones on Old Man Loki? That's all you need. So cheap, but yeah. Good likenesses of the actors, I guess. But yeah,
There
like you
you go.
said,
See,
very
there's always
underwhelming.
something, right? Yeah, I don't know.
Yep. Love this build a figure though.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
even with some of the suspect inclusions, it's one of the biggest ones, right? With the amount of figures. Um, you could do without Mordo and probably Seaman Strange or Ghost
yes,
Strange. I know that apparently was like they didn't really know what it was supposed to look like because like the movie was coming out and
yeah.
they were just like, here's the concept, but then that's not what it
Well,
ended up looking like. He was more astral, and then the later Rintro wave that they did, there was a more accurate like astral Strange.
yeah.
However, I do like that one because he looks like a ghost, and I have him in the Ghostbusters display.
See, there's always you can always fit something into the Ghostbusters display. I'm
Exactly.
telling you, if you don't have a Ghostbusters display, just get a Ghostbusters display. Just
Yeah.
put anything in there. Yeah. So this wave is good. Like I think having Mordo is good. I still need a comic Mordo though. I don't know what's going on with that,
Dude,
but
where is it on the retro card, please?
I do think that the later Mordo we got was a better looking figure. I'm with you on Astral Strange. I would like an updated comic Astral Strange. Like I have the uh, Comic Con exclusive one from years ago, but it'd be good to get an updated version. Probably one that matches like the Walmart exclusive figure.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, though, I liked a lot of stuff in this wave because you do get like um, some really good figures. You get the Iron Fist is still great, even with the new one that came out. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the 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 MCU Doctor Strange though, that was the figure though that was the bane of my existence, trying to get that left leg to complete this build a figure, um, because for whatever reason it's the left leg. You know, it doesn't matter what if for what they just short produce left legs. I don't know, but seems to be how it always plays out.
Something. And like the distribution of the like what figure gets what limb or piece is so random, Like it's like you're saying you never know which one because that Doctor Strange, there's like at least now there's like 6 or 7 ones that look exactly like that. So it's like, oh, this Strange sucks. At least you would hope it would be a cool figure that you'd have to overpay for to get the damn limb. But no, it's
Yeah.
just one of many, many Benedict Cumberbatch Doctor Stranges.
You know you have a Benedict Cumberbatch display, so I don't know why you're even talking about it. But Colton, yeah, I agree that Nico does still hold. Actually really like Nico. She's a very cool looking
Oh yeah,
figure.
no beef with that one. She is tiny, but she doesn't have like the high heels like Enchantress has, which
Yeah, so she
sucks
can
because she's
stand. Yeah,
always falling over.
exactly.
I like the powered up limb. And yeah, the effect on she's got some kind of wand. I'm not familiar with the character, but I like the effect a lot.
Yeah. Very cool effect. Yeah, Justin says the Doctor Strange did not age well. Face is rough. Yeah, all the newer, yeah. So the ones they are putting out over the last couple of years, significant improvements. The goatee on this old one just kind of, it's weird, but
Yeah,
let's
and
see.
they all come
So
with effects and stuff, which is nice. So
yeah,
good.
so that's, I mean, that's a good thing, and they all have like different effects too. I think
Yeah,
Enchantress and Doctor Strange have the same type of effect, but different colors. But still, like everybody's got something in here, so
yeah.
very very cool
I like
overall.
those cosmic effects. Those are great too. Just give me a bunch of those. Those are awesome. And then we're
Aces,
getting an updated Brother Voodoo, right? With
we
in the
are,
new
yeah,
Strange Tales wave, which I was
yeah.
looking at closer pictures of. Looks really good. I like a lot of the figures in that wave. I wish it would just be like a Strange Tales wave, not necessarily like a Build a Figure wave, but for Blackheart. But that's another discussion.
Yeah, but I like that they're going the Strange Tales route because we can get so much in there. You can just put random stuff in there, which is great.
Yeah, but do you like that it's like potentially structured around a Build a Figure that you may or may not want? I mean, potentially
No,
you're gonna want it, but like just with this Blackheart, there's a couple of
yeah.
filler ones in there. Like there's some good ones, but then others is like, there's always just that. I know that's their model, but
It's like par for the course. So,
yeah.
but
So
Aces said he just got back into collecting Marvel Legends, finished the BAFs for a Tuma and Totally Awesome Hulk. Yeah, that Totally Awesome Hulk is a cool figure. I personally don't have it in my collection because like I don't really have any familiarity with that iteration of Hulk, but I do like it. It's a very clean looking figure for sure.
yeah, the green on that freaking pops. I've seen it in person, and I was like, yeah, it's like I don't need it or really want it, but it's a nicely just pops.
Yeah. All right, taking it back a few, Sandman. So, ooh, I left it upstairs, but I did recently. Nick picked me up the raft version of Sandman to go into the display because, of course, I need another Sandman, right? But still, the
He's all
the build a
sandy
figure,
though, so it looks cool.
yeah, I'll figure it out. Probably go next to the all watery Hydro Man and then get that Mud Man combo
Yeah, yeah,
going,
yeah.
Uh, but so this build a figure, despite that it has like the wanky ball hips, still one of my favorite build a figures that Hasbro has put out. It's got good size, got great effects. You get these large hands, you get the extra hand effects, the half sand face. I probably would have liked maybe to see, I don't know, maybe an interchangeable lower waist. They're probably getting into too many details, right? Like, but think about like the select version of Sandman that has that sort of like
It's like a mound that he's like
yeah,
sitting on, so he's
yeah,
like coming up out of the sand. Yeah, I agree, Kenny. That would be awesome. I love the busted face of this Sandman. Like,
yeah.
I just love that look in Sandman where he's been like punched and he's like reforming. It's just so cool. Like I keep saying, angry faces, man. Rhino, that's another build a figure that has like a stoic head and then just a crazy freaking like I'm gonna kill you head.
Exactly. And that's all I'm asking, stoic and expressive. And I think that's a win for everybody. But yeah, so Justin said that they should like he wished they had used these reused these effects for the MCU Sandman. And I totally agree because that MCU Sandman is so devoid of anything.
Yep.
They like to reuse stuff and I'm all for it, and in that case it would have been perfect. Kind of is weird that they didn't go that route, but
Yes.
I guess the size of the body maybe, but
Yeah. So, Justin, I actually tried to tool those into the when you say the newer Sandman, I'm assuming
like
you're talking about the retro one,
the No
not
Way
the
no
MCU.
the No Way Home.
Oh, the new one. Okay, yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. So yeah, I tried to tool those into that, and it just didn't fit correctly. But I did, Kenny, put them on the raft body, and just had to heat it up a little bit with a hair dryer, and it went right in, and the color scheme matches perfectly. So
Well, heat
obviously, it's
goes a
the
long way.
same body almost, I think, or identically, but yeah.
Oh, James, what's up, dude? Yeah, so that select Sandman, that was actually the one I had in my display for the longest time. Uh,
It still
because
looks
like
good.
yeah, you think about it. I mean, Sandman can grow to whatever size, right? So
Hmm.
scaling's not really an issue for that one. And this, to be fair, this build a figure is already pretty large compared to a lot of the Spider-Man stuff anyway. So yeah,
Yep.
that select one is good because you get the options, and I really like the base, like with the sand mound going up, and
Yeah.
a great wave too. I mean, you got Green Goblin, Shocker, UK Spider Man, alternate 2099, Jackal. So some good stuff in there.
Yeah, oh, I love that. I love the wave. I think I have like 3 or 4 of those shockers because I've gotten them cheap on eBay for the effects. Um, for me, the Miss Marvel is the only weak one. I also, I doesn't really fit the line. Is she like she's not really like a
Yeah,
Spider-Man
I mean, there's some
character.
ties there because so I
This is where
agree.
I'm
I
not
agree it's a
sure.
standout in the wave, right? Because like obviously we needed to get a Miss Marvel at some point. They probably could have waited until the later one we got anyway. But there is like that Marvel Unlimited, which is like her with the combination of the spider suit thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Well, that's fine. It's just like loose, but yeah, that to me, that's the only one that's like it's just so Spider-Man heavy, and then it's like, oh hey, yeah, I'm here too. Cool,
sometimes
thanks. And
you
as
gotta
as
test the
is
waters.
tradition, the female is the one that comes with the biggest piece, which is like the chest,
Yeah, you
giant
got
chest
you
piece.
gotta fill that package somehow. So you have four of those shockers. That's a so.
Yes,
Do you have any? Are them the Thunderbolt variant or the
yeah, at least
Thunderbolt?
one. And honestly, the other one I got from All Time, it was pretty beat up, so I that became a toy for Ethan,
Just
just like
some
that'll be for
fodder.
you later
Yeah, there you
to
go.
just tear up.
Ooh, Venom Pool. So we are getting a deluxe reissue of Venom Pool, right? So that's cool. This was like one that became a little bit harder for everybody to piece together, and one of my favorites, obviously, since it's on this list. But uh, such a cool and I think random for me at the time when I got this, right? Because like I don't collect a lot of Gamerverse stuff. It's just sparingly if it's a cool looking figure. But having the full Deadpool shelf, everything, you gotta just get whatever is thrown your way. So this was one that I think we went to all time, and I just picked up the entire wave that day because I was like, yeah, well, let's do it. Why not?
Yeah, same man. I think I was like, okay. I think the only one I missed out on was that Carnage because I had to buy the head separately. But yeah, good, very good wave. And as you said, Gamerverse, it's like the
Yeah, like
is it all
contest
Gamerverse?
contest. No, just the Venom pool.
Miles?
Yeah, because you have like
Okay,
the Sony Venom, and then some is common like Phage and Carnage,
gotcha.
and well, I think the rest of them are comics. Sorry, but um,
And then
Venom pool
it's
being the
movie
only one.
Venom was
Yeah,
I was
movie Venom.
part of that wave. That's a good Venom. I like that body. It's very
Yeah,
bulky.
and one like I'm glad they've reused it when they have like in the Null 2 pack. Those are good reuse of it. And we're
Yep.
getting an updated version of it, which looks good. It's got like the tentacle,
Yeah, like they're
stuff going
doing
on
with
in the
that
back.
Carnage, so they'll match each other in size, right?
Man,
Theoretically.
no. I think the only thing in here for me, like I don't love this Morbius.
Yeah,
He's
the
okay. He's a
body
cool
is very.
looking.
It's
Yeah.
just so lame.
Justin's getting the yeah. So I think the re-release is gonna be cool. It's a different. Looks like it's a little bit lighter in shade too. So certainly a little bit of variance. I'm not gonna lie. I'm also picking that up, even though I have the build a figure, because I may or may not have a problem. Moving into Knicks. So I only did three, right? So we had some crossover, right? So the final two we both put on our list. So I'll turn it over to Nick here with the Void.
Yeah, so this one is strictly the build a figure. I did not consider the figures in the line when picking the build a figure. Um, this does have some good figures in it. I know a lot of people were excited for Power Princess and like all that. Uh, um, I really only liked Crystar, and that was about it, honestly. But the figure itself is awesome. It's a wild looking figure that could belong in many other displays potentially, and it looks like it comes from hell or from under the deep sea. I don't know. It's
It
awesome.
lives in the inner harbor somewhere. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, there you go. And that's honestly really all I have to say.
That's all I got to say
Yeah,
about that.
I got most, obviously bought most of them. I think I got a few pieces loose just as the pieces, but there's one where I'm like, okay, like I don't really need another Namor, thanks.
Yeah. So I did like the vision's really good, but like if you have a good vision, say like if you had the retro carded one right already in the display, but this one has a little bit bigger build, so it is a nice figure. It's not like necessarily one that you have to rush out to get. Power Princess has become the hard one to find, but I'm with you. Like I didn't keep the Namor, and I didn't get the Black Panther either because I just got a new Black Panther. What in the Atuma wave, right? Or yeah,
Yeah, like the classic one. I mean, this one
yeah,
has like a cape and it looks good. I don't know if there's any additional like tooling, but yeah, it's one I'm just like I'm good. I feel like this wave has Ross written all over it, or Ollie's, for some of them except for Power Princess, and Tony Robbins' hands vision with those gigantic hands.
we'll see. We'll see. I mean, this was fan channel only, so I don't know.
Oh,
They
sorry. Yeah,
Hasbro definitely hedged their bets this year, so I don't know. Hopefully for their sake, not a bunch turns up at Ollie's because otherwise it kind of defeats what they've tried to do this year. Justin asked if you could have a Hasbro re-release one BAF and upgrade it, what would you pick? For me, I would pick Absorbing Man. I think we need a new Absorbing Man. Probably something, nice and chunky. I think that would be good.
I don't know. Probably won't be a good re-release.
Well, Colton went with Abomination. I could get behind that too, but I have the select one in the display, so
How about like what was it? Demo Goblin.
yeah.
Like like I like it, but it is still just like a standard size figure. So maybe do a little more
Nice
with
chunky deluxe one.
chunky or something with like maybe like a ridiculous like flame base or something. I don't know, like Phoenix style, 4 pieces of flame.
I could get behind that. They got to reuse that flame at some point. So
They should. Oh yeah, there's my dude.
there you go.
Yeah, so I know this wave peg warmed a lot, especially like Darwin and Kenny. I think you said your
My
Walmart near you still
has
has
Vulcan
some
and
of them.
Siren.
Yes.
Yeah, Vulcan and Siren still at full
Yeah.
retail. They haven't moved. They haven't restocked anything. Somebody go buy those two so they put new Marvel Legends on the shelf. I don't know if that's how it works, but maybe, hopefully. I don't know. I
Now,
haven't gone
can't you
back.
just pull it off the shelf and throw it in a trash can, and
Something's
hopefully
got to
then they'll
give.
restock.
Something's got to give. Somebody help.
No, I like this wave. You got meth mouth Sabretooth, um, generic Darwin. I love Maggot. Comes with all the cool
Maggot's cool. Yeah.
slugs. A big gun if you need a gun for another display. Vulcan. I know a lot of people love that body, or buck as they say. Very simple. Should have come with effects. Then you have Havoc, and they overdid it with the effects on that one. It's like, let's put all the effects with Havoc
That's right.
and nobody else.
We blew our budget on
But
Havoc.
awesome effects. Uh, Obviously, you got Siren. Would be nice to have a actual like screaming face.
Yes,
And then you got Hot Claws Wolverine, who does come with a screaming face.
he does.
Yeah, just some interesting, I don't know, decisions. I don't know. I guess stuff will be repackaged. And then Bonebreaker himself just looks awesome. And then this picture doesn't show it, but he actually has pegs like behind him, so you can like stand a figure behind him on the tank with him, which is cool.
Put Pretty Boy up there if you want.
Yeah, exactly. Or just any. I mean, you could put anything on there. An explosion effect or something with like a rod would be neat. but yeah, I really like the figure. Like I know it's like articulation. It's literally what like 6 or
There's not
7
much.
parts
Yeah.
just for the upper torso. But come on, I mean, who else on your shelf is part tank?
It's a very good question. Yeah, no one is.
Yeah,
But I agree with you, man. This was one I was actually really looking forward to. Probably, I think you and I are in the minority on this, but uh, I like give me more Reavers. Yeah, I'll take it any day of the week. And Bonebreaker is just a fun, very '90s dude, and he just like pure '90s aesthetic with this mohawk and
yeah.
screaming face.
Look at
Like,
that face.
yeah,
He's just so happy.
yeah. So he's about to blow something up. It's like, like when I remember many years ago when I had left for the Air Force, I was in a processing center, and the guy next to me was joining the Marine Corps, and he's like, I'm only joining because I want to blow shit up. And like that's the look of Bonebreaker right here. Like he's only there because he wants to blow shit up, and
Yes,
yeah, that's
indeed.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. And I think I've seen like people do a custom if like you don't want them to have the tank, you can just use like, take the torso and pop it on like some legs
oh yeah,
somehow and do like a
yeah.
custom, which is cool. I'm trying to think of anything else about this wave that's worth commenting on. Yeah, as I was saying, just the lack of effects in some of them, but not others. Yeah, I'm just still surprised we got Maggot.
Yeah,
That always makes me
think
smile.
think we all are. No, I agree with you. The Maggot's such a cool figure, and
And
like
you can reuse the Jubilee glasses on him, right? And make him look
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
more and more 90s.
Ooh, three Gambinos, three gaming bros brought pizza. Oh, there you
Ooh.
go. Three Gambinos. What is this? All right, there you go, Nick. There's your guy.
Yes. So again, just did not consider the wave itself. Love Armadillo. I don't know. I love this figure. Serpent Society member and just looks really cool and will tear you to shreds. The wave itself, Spider-Man, old Jameson. What pisses me off with that Jameson is like,
Mm, mm.
it's fine. Give me old ass, what's his name? J.K. Simmons. But can you at least give me like a younger head or like the comic head from one of the many releases, Chameleon or the Retro, just something where you could just pop it off and then pop the head on and it looks
Yeah,
more like a traditional Jameson. Because I still don't think we've gotten one right since the Retro card and this one. Like, is that
yeah.
a
So
figure that's hard to find now or
yeah,
no?
just the retro card and the chameleon figure.
Yeah, so yeah, that was a missed opportunity. I do like Moreland. There's a better Strange, like from the Dormammu wave, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love that Miles Morales. Any Gamerverse Miles any Spider-Man Gamerverse stuff. Give me more of that, please. More Spider-Verse villains, or Spider-Man villains, not Spider-Verse. Sorry. And then yeah, you got was it Shriek, right? Long-awaited Carnage's love should have came with a screaming effect of some kind.
Yeah.
And as is tradition, is packaged with the gigantic torso.
With the gigantic torso, and like was supposed to be our more modern female buck, right? So, and it's a good one. Obviously, like with the Black Widow coming out, kind of knocked this out of the water. But at least now we have some good options for the ladies instead of those high heels that never stand and those
Yeah,
wonky
those
elbows.
things. Like, get the NECA also has that issue. Like, can you at least give me a stand if you're gonna put those on their feet? Thanks.
Yes. There's your
Continuing
Serpent Society.
yeah, there we go. Um, yeah, love Puff Adder. Very simple, but yeah, he's great. I think he's back there. I like this. I like half of this wave as well. Again, not much to say about the build figure itself. I love Serpent Society. I always was like, we're never going to get a Puff Adder, and then we got one. And yeah, the what Molecule Man, comic accurate, looking good.
Yeah.
Is that Baron Z? Baron?
Von
No,
Strucker. Von
Baron
Strucker.
Strucker. Sorry, yeah. the only one of the few to come with effects with Molecule Man. No, actually, a lot of them came with effects in this wave. See, this is where they were like, okay, we're gonna do a little more effects again.
You wouldn't know because you can't see them. You have to open the
That's
package
true, right?
to flip it to the back.
Not a fan of that Black Widow personally.
No, I like that black, the super adapter or not super adapter,
So
the Elena.
yeah, honestly, like I like the mask a lot, but I don't know, just it's just kind of a plain figure for me. Comes with a lot of cool like guns. I like that.
Yes.
Um, let's see. Down. Oh yeah, there you go. Was that orb? Yes, love
Orb's
that.
cool. Yeah.
I like that. It's like a pong ball on his head.
The only thing is, like, I would have liked to seen Orb in like the riders packs. You know, throw a motorcycle with them. You know, I ended up buying like an extra um, motorcycle. Currently, I have him on like the Punisher bike, but I bought an extra Wolverine bike because I think the blue motorcycle will look a lot better with Orb.
Yeah,
So
goes like yeah, color wise.
yeah,
I also I saw somebody post there's like a is this Mattel or Hasbro? It's like an Undertaker WWE bike set right now. It's like $20 and it's Undertaker riding like a bike and it looks ridiculous.
oh yeah,
But
yeah.
apparently the bike is scales well with Legends. So like if you need like a cheap motorcycle, that might be a good option. I can't verify guys, I've seen it, but like I haven't like I didn't buy it and like take it, open it or anything. But I've seen some posts where like people that, if you don't want to shell out 30 or $40 for a Legends cycle, that might be a cheap option for you.
It's a good call then.
Yeah.
Because they're, I mean, you can get a lot of dudes on motorcycles, right? And
Yeah, I mean
yeah,
the wrestling line that there's like they have a lot of accessories too. Like I don't know if you're looking for
like a
like
biker bar.
clothing items, like a lot of the again, I don't know if it's Mattel or Hasbro or whatever, but they have a lot of like soft goods in those lines. So if like you're looking for that, and it kind of scales well. It might not be the best, but might be if you're looking to customize a figure, it's worth checking out. The rest of this line, you got was it Extremis Iron Man? Cool
Yeah,
for those who are looking for that. I do like that Captain America. For
very
those,
very solid cap.
yeah, it's got like the rigid armor, which is nice. I always like that, and I took that Puff Adder down, but yeah, I have Puff Adder punching him in the head. It's great, and it's like
Nice.
yeah. And then Wonder Man. This is the only complaint in the line. I know it's like a classic look of
Yeah.
him, but this is just like guy
Dude
Marvel's
in
dude. Like
a ski
it's so
jacket.
generic.
Yeah.
I'm good.
It's like in an
That's the one
80s
where I just
movie.
bought the piece and I was like, I don't want that.
If you think about like an 80s movie where they're skiing, I don't know, Better Off Dead, right? Uh it definitely looks like he could fit into any of those scenes when they're skiing. But I will say, I did end up buying because I sold the Wonder Man initially, right? Because I just wanted the piece, sold the Wonder Man. And then I
Yep.
was like, well, now I'm gonna put together like a West Coast Avengers display, and now I repurchased it, but at a discounted price, right? So all good.
Yeah, I think honestly I haven't looked up any of these figures in a while, but I remember like most of them you could find them for like under 20 or less, either
Yeah,
loose or in box. If you had like Amazon, they were like 17, $16, which,
yeah.
if you're collecting Legends nowadays, that's honestly not a bad deal for, a figure that you may have missed out on.
Nope, not at all. Ooh, now we get into the crossover, right?
Yeah,
So
the shared ones.
both of us had landed on some of our favorite Hasbro Marvel Legends Build-A-Figures, and the next two, this one and the next, are where we crossed over, right? So
Oh
I
yeah.
think Lizard, despite some people's opinions of it being like too large, too Dino-esque, not the right
I
era,
love that it's
uh,
Dino-esque, man.
it's
Gonna
just
rip your
a
head
cool
off.
looking figure. Yeah, I mean it looks cool. It looks brooding. It will dominate on the shelf.
Yeah.
Great wave too. I mean,
Fantastic wave.
I think if you're a Spider-Man collector, everything in here is good for you. Maybe not, you don't love Gwenpool so much, but she's a cool figure, so you should. Um,
I agree.
it's a lot to love here. And this is one that I personally like. I never had set my sights on adding to the display because I was like, I only want some of the figures at first. This is when I was more selective in the collecting, right? And then
I
something
remember
happened.
Kenny.
Yeah, you remember those days? Those were nice days.
I don't
They
need
were
that.
they were more affordable days. Uh,
Oh yes, let me tell you. The one time Kenny he had the Ghost Rider
oh
bike
shit, yeah, yeah,
in his hands, in new in package, and I want to say it was 75.
yeah.
That was too rich for
I
our
think it
blood
was
back in the
I think it
day.
was
And that was a
69 actually.
60. Yeah, that was a freaking steal.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's sorry. Sorry to put that out there, Kenny, but yeah.
It's true though. It's true. I did do that, and then later, well, thankfully, it was purchased for me as a gift later on, so I
Hey,
didn't have to spend the money. But
there you
she
go.
definitely paid more than that price for a loose one. So anyway, now I just buy everything, right? So what are you gonna do?
No, but this wave also has some ones that are really expensive, specifically Spider Punk, even
Yeah,
with the newer releases, because it's like a more traditional. It's not stylized in any way. It's just on a traditional mold.
yep,
And then Lasher also is one that I
cool
think
figure.
could use an major re-release, like maybe like a Toxin upgrade. I don't know if I think Lasher was like skinnier and more like elusive in the comics from what I've seen from images, whereas Toxin was always like massive,
Yeah,
but obviously that's one of my favorite legends. Probably that's like a top 5 all-time legend for me. Just the look, it's a symbiote. The green is perfect.
it's a great
It's
shape.
also one I got for cheap in a lot. I paid $30 for a lot, and that was in there complete with like a bunch of Captain Americas and some other crap. And I was like, oh, I only wanted Lasher, and that's what I got.
I wish I only paid $30 for Lasher, but
Yeah, I love me some Lasher. I also like that Mysterio a lot. I think there's two versions, right? There's like a
is
clear
the
head and a
retro. Oh yeah, yeah. In this wave, there's the clear head and then the green
clear
head.
skull, and then like I like the green skull because honestly it looks creepy. Because like if you start looking
Absolutely.
at it, you're like I can see like a skull through there. It's very horror movie esque. And Kenny, as you know, those are probably some of the best effects they've ever put out. Those like
You do love those,
tentacle
yeah.
magic effects that I you can actually put on his hands too. I got an extra set and it looks amazing. It looks like he's creating the mist in front of him. It's wild. I love that Prowler too. I actually think that's still the best Prowler, even over the retro card
I,
one.
I agree with you. So, because like the retro card one looks great, and especially if you're like leaning more animated series style, it's great. But something about this one, I have to give it the edge.
Yeah, I think it's the shade of green they chose for like
Could
the
be.
bodysuit. It just because the rest of the wave, if you look at the obviously with Lizard, the rest of the wave is very kind of greenish. You got Lasher, Mysterio, but yeah, it's like a slightly. It's like almost like an army green, and it works well with Prowler because he's all about like the tech and everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, just really good one. I actually haven't even seen the retro one in hand, just pictures, but I still prefer this one. I think.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Uh,
I mean, the retro one's cool. It's a good buck and everything, lighter tones. Um, yeah. Eh,
this one's just like something ferocious about it. Kind of goes with the wave because like people are saying it's too Dino esque. I don't know, man. Like I like that he's got like the Venom tongue and like
yeah, it's a gnarly
um
looking figure.
yeah. The one thing I will complain about with this lizard is at least on mine, the leg joints because he's so big, they tend to get a little loose. So
Yeah.
sometimes you'll find him like slumped down. I have him like against part of my shelf just because like he's like hanging on, jumping off of it, so it's fine. But I noticed like at least the left leg on mine is kind of loose, and I don't know if that's just me, but because the size of the figure, just that's also one that's if you pay a lot for it, you're like, no, don't fall off my shelf, please.
Yeah. So I actually have him on like the bottom shelf. So if he does fall,
Ah,
he's not going
there you
far.
go. That's the solution right there.
Safe, nice and safe. Justin said that we do need a newly sculpted No Way Home lizard. And yeah, I mean it's and like you said, it's gotta be coming soon. And I agree. Like they still got a lot more to give us from that. So Hopefully.
Yeah. Not a fan of that. So I like the body design of the No Way Home or, Amazing Spider-Man Lizard, but the face is just too flat for me. I need it to be a little bit more animalistic in a way. And I know there was times that you had that, at least in No Way Home, but yeah, I'll take this one any day. And I also meant to mention that I saw somebody did like a repaint of this lizard
Of this one.
with a more brightly, like kind of like almost like Leatherhead from Ninja Turtles. So it was like more of a
Okay.
bright green, and it looked awesome. I don't have that to show. I think it was on Reddit
Should've
where I
come
saw it, but
prepared.
I was like, that's awesome. Um, but yeah, yeah, if they want to do an updated No Way Home, that would be cool too, because that's one they never even addressed at all, like in that wave, right? And we're still missing what, Electro and who else?
A
Is that
better
it?
Sandman.
A better sand, yeah, a larger Sandman. There we go. Anyway, moving on. There we go.
Sauron. All right, for my money, this might be Hasbro's best effort for a build a figure. I don't know why. It's not. They definitely have put out like better things in like on paper, right? But I don't know. Sauron's cool. It takes me back to when I was a kid. Sauron was probably one of my favorite like Toy Biz, 5-inch figures back in the day. Kids and dinosaurs, right? It just goes together, and
Yep.
some things you don't grow out of, right? So it just has this great look, and now we're starting to put some more Savage Land together, so maybe this will be a thing that really develops. This could also be one that is, up for a potential re-release, at some
I
point
think
too.
I
So
know Kyle wants it, man. Like I keep like, hey, here's
there's definitely
but
demand.
it is in demand. So yeah, I definitely think if they did a re-release for this, it could be like an Angel. And this is one where if they charge like 50 plus, like it'd be worth it, because out of all of the build figures, it's massive, man. The wingspan on this thing is huge. This picture honestly doesn't do it justice. It's a massive figure. It's the wingspan, the legs, everything. And I specifically have, I think it's one of the foil, trading cards from the 90s. I can't remember
Yeah.
yeah. Um, and it like, he's just like Soren's just flying and screaming, and that captures it perfectly. And you can like pose him exactly like this card that I remember as a kid. And I also have him like zip tied to the shelf because he's flying. It's pretty
Yes.
cool. The
So
tail holds up. You can zip tie the tail, and
that's
you
that's what I'm gonna have to do. I had him on a flight stand that was like
he's so heavy.
mounted into the wall. No, it was fine until
Oh,
I
it's
dropped.
mounted. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
until I dropped something on it, and then the plastic arm broke, and then
That's all she wrote.
and that's all she wrote. But then I moved everything around anyway, so now I had the bright idea that I'm gonna do a Savage Land display because I have so many things to put there, 3 figures, but whatever. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'll buy a dinosaur from Jurassic Park, I suppose, and
Hey,
call
there
it a
you
day.
go.
Yeah, so that's what's happening over there. So we'll see how that goes.
Excellent.
But yeah, I mean, it's just a nice figure, a lot of posability, cool wave too. I mean, despite there are probably things in here where people are like, "Why are we getting Deadpool in his boxers?" But for me, that's like a no-brainer. I'm like, yeah, I'll take that. That's fun. All right, sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then I think the other Deadpool you can make Madcap out of, like we were discussing the other day.
Yeah,
Get X-23. I know there's another X-23, like the X-Force
yeah, like
one,
the X
right?
Force.
Did
Yeah,
that come before or after this?
that was in the Sasquatch wave.
It was like right
So
around the same time, or before.
yeah,
Anyway, I know I like this version of X-23 the best in my opinion. I know X-Force is like more most people's, but I like that one. And then you got a Mega Red, which is I know a villain people were clamoring for like
yes,
forever. I like that one. And then they re-released it in the what that
that
Wolverine like
Wolverine
5-pack.
pack. Yeah.
But I think they're both. I think it's like the same figure. I think the one of them's a little more red. I think
Yeah, it's a little bit more red, and the adamantium tentacles are white instead of like
yeah, but
chrome
that's
and
a
silver.
underrated figure. And then obviously the Bishop. I still think that's like the best
No, this
version of
bishop
Bishop.
is, yeah,
And that's, I remember overpaying for that for the wing too, because it's like, man, not only did you guys give us like the bishop we've been waiting for, very almost equal to the cable that was put out in Zabu, right? And then you give us the giant wing there too. It's like, damn. Yeah, so Omega Red and Bishop, the two big heavy hitters in that one. And then you get Lady Deadpool with Headpool, right?
That's right.
And is that, I think, no. Did it come with a little stand for Headpool or no? Is that not?
Yeah, it did. So because
I like those little headstands.
Speed Demon, no, not a stand. It came with like the little car. No, it did come with a stand. I think it came with both. I don't know. No, it
I
came
know.
with a stand.
That's why I'm asking, because
car
I
came
have
with
mine
the
on a
Monkey
stand, but I
Deadpool
may have
two-pack.
stolen it from a different figure.
Okay, I
So I'm
figured
not
out.
sure. That's why I figured
I
you would
remember
know
now.
more than me.
I remember now. It came with a stand, the car
With
Headpool.
Speed
That was
Demon, right? And the
no.
Silvermane head.
Yeah, so the car and Silverman head
Eh,
was with Speed Demon, but there was a car and Headpool with the Deadpool Hit Monkey 2-pack. Lots of head,
That's right.
lots of
Yeah, a
stands,
different
lots
one.
of different things going on. Yeah.
I like that 2-pack. That I got that 2-pack for like $15 on clearance on Amazon. I was like, yeah. Whoop. Anyway, yeah, really great wave. Probably could have been split into an additional figure. So this is one where Hasbro did not get greedy. Like, I feel like you could have taken the head of Sauron and packaged it with another Deadpool. No,
Yeah,
something
definitely
else in
could
this
have.
line. You know, because like that's what they do, right? It's torso, and that the head actually is attached to the body in this one, which is unusual.
That's a good point. It's a good point. They could have put two more
Just saying,
figures in
because
here
it's such
because
a
you could
massive
the
figure,
head
like
with one and then
it-
nothing
like
with
like
somebody.
Dormammu, it supports that size. Like, okay, I can get that you're doing this many figures for it, you know, kind of thing. And I don't hate that they. Sometimes I do if I don't want the rest of the figures in the line, but other times I'm like, oh, I like that you're doing this whole line. So
Yeah.
I think Strange Tales is where they should like stuff like that, man. I know I said I wasn't a huge fan of some of the stuff in that line, but
But you're coming around.
oh no,
Uh-oh. I think we
sorry,
lost
cut
you.
out.
Oh, there you are. You're back. Okay.
Am I back?
But you're back.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, just the stuff that people want. I'm just tired of these like rando characters getting shoved in. Like, guys, you can put characters everybody wants in a line and then re-release that character with like a different shoe or something, and people are still going to buy it. It's a character. If it's a character people want, you know. Guess what? You could re-release that Cable right now with nothing, no Build-A-Figure, and it would sell.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Justin, appreciate you dropping in, man. I really do. I guess I'll see you in the chat, but have a good night, bud.
Peace out.
But yeah, so I mean, some really good Build-A-Figures. Obviously, there's like a ton of Build-A-Figures that you could really add to the list. Keeping it to a small number is hard. There's a lot of good stuff and a lot of like not so good stuff, right? I mean, we did talk about those at the beginning of the stream here, but um and still so many things that could be done. That's the beauty of it all, the joy of it all. You know, what else is there to be done? What I do like, what do you think about them doing like the deluxe re-releases of Build-A-Figures though? Like,
I
are you
don't.
in for it, or you're like, yeah, that kind of ruins the point of me buying the whole wave. I could have just waited a few years.
Eh,
I, I to me that's hit or miss, right? Because they're not going to re-release everything, you know, and it's a crapshoot trying to play that game. So I don't know.
I don't mind it. Like,
Yeah,
actually, this will lead right into, I was saying, honorable mention for Build-A-Figures. So I like to mention two. They're both MCU, which I know people sent to hate, but the Molten Man MCU is great. Everything about that figure is unique. They're never going to reuse it, and it's a very cool figure. And then that'll lead me into the Vulture Build-A-Figure, the MCU Michael Keaton one. I think I bought like one or two from that line, but had no interest in building the figure. And then
yeah,
they ended up re-releasing it as a deluxe, which Kenny, I think you picked up for me at a Toy Con. And I even made you haggle the guy down, and you did it. But yeah, that figure in hand was so awesome. Just from like I guess like a technical, like, you know, engineering standpoint. It just really well done. In that, like, everything worked. It had like a purpose, you know, like it was well thought out. Obviously they did that for the movie, you know, they had to make it work and make it look real, but like it translated so well to the figure. Whereas like I was like, I don't need that figure, that's dumb, even though I loved Keaton in the role. But then once I saw it, I was like, this is awesome.
That's how they get
So that's where I'm happy to get that re-release. I probably would have ended up seeking out the pieces anyway, but so that's what I'm happy to have. I'm happy that these get released for people that don't couldn't get them before or couldn't afford them, I think is more important. You know, everything's so friggin' expensive. I mean, a single Legend now is what, 25 retail, or more if we're saying deluxe, between what, 30, I don't know. Hasbro is like 30, 40, well, let's just make it up as we go. They cannot pick the price point, you know. Some things are underpriced, some things are overpriced. I like the re-releases though. I'm glad that they're doing them, even if it makes me go, oh well, I guess I should have waited for that. But then in the back of my mind, I'm like, nah, because half of the figures from that wave I wanted
anyway. Yeah. So I agree with you on that. Like, I personally don't care if they do the deluxe re-releases. Like, I'm just gonna buy stuff if I like it, if I want to add it, you know, if it looks good. And if they re-release it later on, well, then I can sit that one out and it gives somebody else the opportunity to add something to their collection.
Exactly.
I will say though, like, I, I'm not a fan of the wing set. Like, this is an instance where I really like when they did the deluxe re-release. So like Vulture as a deluxe figure, liked it as a release, bought the deluxe, but like when they just do the wings as the build a figure, I'm not. I don't love that. It seems like a little bit of a cop out, but
Yep.
um, I know it all
Right,
it
because
all
that
goes
line,
together.
the figure was one of the
One of the
things,
pieces,
right? And then
yeah,
the
yeah,
way,
yeah.
oh yes, okay. So see, I guess I didn't realize that factor of it. Um, yeah, because the wings are huge. I'm actually, it's actually behind the camera right here. I can see because it's like, I guess the wings were four
Yeah,
pieces, and then you had the turbines,
the
and then like
wingspan's awesome. Yeah,
yeah. So, okay, so that explains it. Yeah, that's why it feels cheaped out. But yeah, that's where a deluxe is like perfect, because it's not exactly a heavy, like weighty figure like a
yeah,
Juggernaut or a Scar or something like that. Yeah, okay. That I forgot that the Vulture was like a figure in that line.
yeah.
Um, I do think they just go lower on the price points, or if you're gonna go high on the price points, you need to give me every damn thing in the package, accessories. Give me all the accessories, all the weapons, all the angry heads. Stop giving me hands.
Give
Or if you
me
give me a hand, like just give me a hand that's honestly, this thumbs up hand is probably one of the better ones, right? You just like you can stick a gun in there, you know, you can have them holding something. It's just, yeah,
I guess
shitty
more
Superior Spider-Man.
more hand options, but yeah,
Anyway,
sometimes it is. Yeah,
well,
so
I just look at like Hasbro is also doing the GI Joe line, and like they don't really do extra hands in that. It's all about here's a gun, here's a flashlight, here's a grenade, here's a monkey, I don't know, whatever. And like no extra hands. And the hands are all just like trigger finger hands. And
well,
that's all. And it
it's
works
all they need.
great.
They don't
It's
need
all you
anything
really
else.
need. Unless it's like Shang-Chi or you know, somebody that you want like the, you know, the martial arts pose, something like that, or like the bushwhacker, you know, with the special finger guns. That's fine. Just I'm tired of like I don't. How many times do I need this? Damn you!
You need a bucket of fists. If you don't have a bucket full of fists, you're not a true Marvel Legends collector.
Right, and at this point, they're mostly all interchangeable. Yeah, like the except few Tombstone.
But to be fair, that's kind of like the benefit of having so many hands. Now I can just go through and be like, all right, what hands do I want to give this guy? And then I just dig
Exactly.
through the pile, and then boom, there we go.
Yep.
Um, but like
Exactly.
that, I guess that's just real quick touching on the GI Joe point. Like, it, they have a lot more flexibility with that because they own the license. But like, it, I love that they give them so many accessories, right, and lack of hands, right. They only need trigger fingers for the most part, so you know it's good for them, and they're good to go.
Yeah, even
Um,
characters who are just like holding a computer monitor, just
It's
like,
like, I'm gonna
hey, I still
shoot
got it in
the
my
stop
hand.
sign.
I'm good.
That's it. That's all
Um,
you need.
yeah, I do want. Does Hasbro doesn't have to pay like the gun companies to use like a specific model gun, do they?
I think they would just make like a generic. This looks like a Glock, but it's not a Glock. This
Fair enough.
looks like Sig Sauer, but it's not. They,
I didn't think
but
they
like
would, but
with a lot of
I
the
don't really know. But yeah, like you said, that's probably pure money for them because it's their line they created, and it's all pure profit for them outside of what advertising and like printing,
yeah,
basically making the figures.
and then
Mhm.
like with the Legends, a lot of times not so. I haven't noticed it as much in recent years, but if you look back, a lot of them are just Nerf guns, like shrunken down Nerf guns,
That's true.
which
Yeah,
is a
like the
fun little
blasters. They have.
thing.
Very true.
So I always thought that was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, man. Well, hey, dude, it's been a good, fun conversation. I appreciate we had more people than last time, so that's good. That's growth. We're
Boom.
doing something. I appreciate everybody for coming and listening to us ramble on about some of our favorite Build-A-Figures. If you're here now or you're watching on the replay, feel free to drop your favorite Marvel Legends Build-A-Figures. You don't have to stick to our rules. You can drop Toy Biz in there if you want. It's your list. Do it how you want to do it. But either way, we certainly appreciate you checking out the video. Nick, anything to say to the good people out in the ether?
In the ether. Um, I will leave you with the immortal words of Bill S. Preston Esquire and Ted Theodore Logan. Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.
That's right. And if you're interested in this, feel free to click any of those things below, and we will see you on the next one.